Hello everyone, I am Anandi. In this video, we are going to see what is page object model and how do we implement page object model in Playwright using Typescript. Here I am going to take one scenario, end-to-end scenario, that is from login till the checkout. I am going to take an example of SaaS demo. Where login into the application. I want to add item to cart and click on cart link, navigating to the cart page, ensure that the items are added to the cart and confirm, enter the details, continue, where we need to confirm, finish, checkout page, I have given the details, click on finish, which confirms the order. So this end-to-end scenario we are going to implement using page object model. So before starting the implementation, let me see what is the page object model. Page object model is a framework most widely used in test automation of web applications. So our web applications will have many pages. Each page will have elements. Many elements will be there and you can perform any action. Say for example, login page means login page will have username, password, and on click of login is the action. On click of login, it will authenticate a user. Same way, forget user link will be there or sign up link will be there in the login page. These are all the actions. So page object is nothing but for every page in the application, we will be creating a page class, corresponding page class. In this case, we will create page objects in Typescript. We can map this page object model to our objects in object-oriented programming. Oops concept, object. Object is nothing but the state and behavior. And if you want to interact with object, we will have the class and we will create an instance of the object to interact with object. Same approach here we are going to follow. Every page object will have all the elements in the page and what are all the actions we can perform in that page as a methods. So page object will have a state and behavior. In case if you want to interact with page, we will be creating an instance of page object and interact with the page elements. So while creating an instance, so in normal object-oriented programming, what will happen when we create an instance, the object instance will be created with some particular state so that it will be ready for interaction. The same way, here we will have the constructor where we will locate all the elements and keep the elements ready for interaction. And when we are creating an instance, obviously it will go and call the constructor. In the constructor, we will locate the element, keep the elements ready for interaction, and in the action methods, using these elements, located elements, we will perform some action. So why do we need this page object model? Take an example. If you have a large application, web application, we'll have many pages and we need to automate many scenarios. For each of the scenario, we need to locate the element and interact with the element. Most of the time, we may need to locate the same element and interact with the perform the same action in many scenario, more than one scenario. So in every scenario, we need to locate element and interact with the element. So more of repetition we need to do it. Duplicate code will be there. How to avoid this? So instead of locating and interacting with the element in every scenario, we are going to segregate our test script into two layers. That is, one is the page object and the test script. So the page object will have all the elements in the page and what are all the actions we can perform in that page will be there. And test script, from the test script, we will create an instance and invoke the methods in the page object and perform the action. So whenever, for whichever scenario I want to perform, just I will create an instance and invoke the methods in our page object. This way we can avoid duplicate locators and actions in a page, which is easy for maintenance. In case if the application is scaling up or existing functionality is updated or deleted, either of the case, we don't need to go and modify each and every scenario. Instead, we can modify this in the page object itself, which is easy for maintenance. So now we are going to implement in Playwright using Typescript. All the page objects will be creating in a Typescript class, and from our test script, test spec file, we will create an instance and invoke the action methods. As part of implementation, I have created a project where I have installed Playwright already and I have created a page objects. For this application, I have created 4 page objects. One is the login page, product list page, and the cart page and checkout page. So on successful login, it is navigating to product list page, add item to cart. Yes, on clicking of it, add item to cart, then back to the product page, click of it, add to cart, back to the product page. Now I have added 2 items. How do we view it? By clicking a cart icon. So I am going to create a cart page where I will have list of items and ensure that whether the items are added to the cart. If it is listed in the cart list, then I want to do the checkout. So we will locate all this and click on the checkout in the cart page. And the last one is the checkout page. So here I have created login page, product list page, cart page and checkout page. In checkout page, we need to enter all the details, user details, and click on continue, which will navigate to the confirmation page. We need to confirm the checkout and which will display the thank you message, and we will validate whether this message is displayed or not. If the message is displayed, then successfully we have done the checkout scenario. Let me start with the implementation now. Created 4 page classes under the pages folder. So inside a project, I have created a folder called pages, and inside the pages folder, I have created 4 page classes. Login page, and on successful login, it's navigating to the product list page, and once I add an item, the items will be listed in the cart page, and once confirmed, it will navigate to the checkout page. So for every page, I have created a page object. Launching the application. So in a login page, we have a username, password and login button. First one is the login page. So here I have created a Typescript class where I have the page. I have created all the elements as a read-only elements. Why? Because we are locating the elements in the page object which should not be modified in the spec file. So make these properties as a read only, all the locators as a read only. So here we are declaring through the page only we need to locate the elements. So passing the page here and username, password and login button. I have a constructor. Inside the constructor we are locating the element one by one element. Here just we have declared all the locator and initializing the locators by locating the elements, and have only one action method in our login page, user login, where I am passing the username and password and clicking on the login button. On successful login, it will get navigated to the product list page. In the product list page, we have a product title. Okay, just to ensure that whether our login is successful or not. In this case, I am just checking the title, this page title, product. It is displaying it as a title, which has the data test ID title. Title I am locating. Here I am adding item, one by one item. Whichever the items I want to add, I will be passing the item name from the test script, and using the item name, I am locating an element and clicking on the element. So coming here, this name will be passed, click on it, and here we have a add to cart button, and once I add it, then I want to go back to the back to products page. So here locating the element, add to cart, then we want to go back to the product list page. So for that I have created a separate action method, back to list page, and once we have added all the elements, click on the cart icon. So for this I have included navigate to cart page, where we are clicking on the cart icon. So in this page class I have 4 action methods. That is, once the login is successful, we are checking whether the list page is displayed or not, and add item to cart. Once added items are added to the cart, each item, after adding each item, coming back to the product list page. Once added n number of items, clicking on the cart link and navigating to the cart page. So this is what our implementation for product list page. The next one is the cart page. So on clicking, it is displaying the cart list page. Here I need to verify whether the items are added to the cart or not. So how do we check? Inspect, inventory item. Under the cart list, each item it is getting added as an data test ID, cart item, inventory item. So here cart list, inventory item, just I want to ensure that the cart having at least minimum of one item. So get list of items, from that I am getting the first one. So just checking whether the cart is having a minimum of one, and locate the element and do the checkout. So here is cart is displayed or not. Here it is returning the cart list. Minimum one item will be returned, and do the checkout. Here we have once added, click on the checkout. So for that we have a action methods here in the cart page. Checkout page, I'm locating the elements, clicking on it. Here we have a detail, username, first name, last name and zip code. For that we have created, declared the locator and initialize the locators in the constructor, which has the continue and where we enter the detail. So on clicking of continue, it's navigating to the confirmation page where it is listing the detail, and on click on finish, it gets navigated to the final confirmation page. So in my checkout page, I have the first name, last name, postal code, continue button and the finish button. And on clicking of this finish button, which will confirm and navigate to the final page. So here in the constructor, we are locating all the elements. Here I have three action methods. One is I want to provide the details, user details, first name, last name, postal code, and click on the continue button. Once clicking on it, it is displaying the confirmation page where I need to click on the finish button. Then the final confirmation, which is nothing but the thank you message it is displaying. So just locating this element, locate this element which has the complete header. I am locating the element and returning the element, so that in our spec file we will verify whether the element is displayed with the expected text or not. Now we have created 4 page objects. Now we are going to start writing the spec file. I have created a spec file where we have imported the page objects. From the pages folder I have imported. I have created a test group where I am declaring the pages, and in my before each method, maybe if I want to perform more than one scenario, I don't want to log in every time. So I have created a before each method where we are launching the application and perform the login action. Here, before performing the login action, we have to initialize the object. Each page object we have to initialize before interacting with the page objects. So for login page, product list page, cart page and checkout page. So in this spec file, we are implementing a scenario, checkout scenario. That is from the login till the checkout end to end we are implementing. So first one is creating a login page, and I want to log in into the application where I am passing the username and password, which will go to the login page, locate all the elements. So when we are creating an instance of this page class, it will call the constructor, it will locate all the elements and invoke the user login action, which will be entering the details, everything. Then coming back to our the next step is once I logged in, I want to verify whether the login is successful or not. As I told, in the product list page, just I am checking the title, whether it is visible or not. So in the product list page, I have a method is list this page is displayed. Just I am returning the locator alone, and in my spec file, just verify whether it is visible or not. So in that case, the login is successful. Then we want to perform the actual scenario. So to perform the actual scenario, first step is we want to add item. So one by one item, I am passing here add item method, which goes to the product list page, add item, clicking on it and add to cart button. Then back to list page. Once each item is added, I want to go back to the list page, invoking the product list page. And once I have added some n number of items, here I have passed the item name from the spec file. Instead, we can fetch these details from the .json file. We can have a separate test data file, and we can have list of items in as a JSON file list. We can have it, and we read from the JSON file and pass it here instead of hard coding. Okay. So once I have added some n number of items, we want to do the checkout. So navigate to the cart page. Here we have a method. So invoking that method, navigate to the cart page and ensure that the cart items are displayed or not. So it is going to the cart page where it will check if items are displayed or not. At least minimum one item is there in my cart or not. Coming back, it is visible. To ensure, expect article list to be visible or not. Then confirm checkout. So cart page, I have a checkout items. Clicking on it. Once it got navigated to the checkout page where I need to enter the details and finish the checkout. Here, provide the details, finish the checkout. Once we click on finish checkout, confirm checkout. It got navigated to the final page where we have a method which will return this element locator, and we are getting that locator and verify whether the locator is having a expected text or not. So if the element is having an expected text, then our checkout scenario is successfully completed. Okay, so we are done with the implementation step by step. So in our spec file, we are not locating the elements or interacting with the elements. All the action methods are in the corresponding page classes. In our test spec, just we are creating the instance of all the page objects and interacting with it by invoking its action method. So the entire scenario we didn't locate. Maybe if I want to create one more scenario, just an add item scenario, where I want to, instead of locating and interacting with the element, just I will create an instance and call the action methods alone. Or if I want to view the cart, just log in into the application and click on the navigate to cart page icon, which is under the product list page, and view whether the cart items are displayed or not. So each scenario, maybe I can create a add item scenario or view cart scenario or confirm checkout order. For any of this, we are not going to locate the element. Already there, already elements are available, action methods are there, just we are going to invoke them and get it done in our spec file. Let me run the spec file now. npx playwright test order checkout spec.ts. So our spec file we have created under the test folder, and page objects are under the pages folder. One test, checkout scenario test, login, add item, one item, second item, item 2, getting added, clicking on the cart link, confirm, and getting the success message. So with this, we are done with the end-to-end scenario, that is login to the checkout. We have done it. And if you want to view the report, so all the steps got executed from login to the checkout. So in case, say for an example, if any new functionality is added in the product list page or in the cart page, then we will create one more action method in our cart page class, and from our spec file we will invoke the action methods. So we may invoke this action method from different scenarios. Instead of implementing these steps in each and every scenario, we will update only the page classes, and which will be used in our test spec files. So which is easy for maintenance and where we can avoid the duplicate code by implementing the page object model. So with this, I am ending this video. Thank you everyone for watching this video.